Hello, how you guys doing? In reference to the news networks and the companies of my mother and father, I'm the owner forever, no matter what. That's never going to change. And in reference to the lists of information of things and criteria that has to be handled on a daily basis in reference to websites, information of what has been going on, what's been going. They're hitting me in the throat right now. In reference to things that are going on, there has to be an update every single day. And in reference to court television, this is something that meets all the criteria of all the different categories of abuse, human rights violations, court proceeding violations, court processes, and the activity of prosecuting and suing people. So, in reference to and the facts of my birth certificate, it's on court TV too. My birth certificate's on CNN too, and all the news networks. And don't forget, I've been to all the Hollywood studios before, and I've been in movies and TV shows growing up when I was little. So, in reference to people neglecting to do stories on this situation, people are going to be fired from their positions and possibly prosecuted for intentional neglect of handling the subject at hand in reference to what the circumstances are in reference to the situation. You guys understand that, right? Everybody understands? Somebody say, well, this politician, well, politicians don't control the media. It's freedom of press. Do you not understand what that means? Just in case somebody was trying to say that. There needs to be a news crew. Even if the news network has to hire a specific news crew just to handle this situation. And the FCC, I don't know why they haven't handled more or even done very much at all. But obviously there's a violation of procedures and the handling of this situation. So in reference to, and I haven't received any monies from anywhere. I just have my unemployment. It's not very much. There's been court cases for over 45 years. Insurance monies for over 45 years I was supposed to have received. Lawsuit monies from over 45 years that I was supposed to have received. These people playing these games, these people trying to terrorize my life all the time, people stealing from me, people consistently confusing these impersonators that were hired by dirty government. They had used illegal positions in government to impersonate and to try to steal from me and my mother and father. My birth certificate is on every TV show, every movie that's filmed in America and in other places too, in reference to, motion picture studios. Need statements from the Screen Actors Union, the Directors Union, the Writers Union, from Panavision, from the news networks, from all the film companies too, from the Stuntmen Association, from the sports industry, from Congress, the embassies, friendly countries, Korea, China, Japan, Asia, Malaysia, Taiwan, Thailand, reports and information and people updating information from Mexico and Canada and all the other friendly countries that have known me or that knew my parents. And don't forget, I own my mother and father's property in Mexico, whatever my parents owned in Mexico. I own all the property of my mother and father in Canada. I own all the money. I own all the money. The mess with my mouth. I own all the properties and companies of somebody's trying to communicate something about money or something. I haven't received anything. But anyways. And there's court cases here in Indianapolis. And the courthouse is just like 3 miles away. Downtown courthouse. So, for them not to be able to deliver monies to the house here, and it's only like 3 miles away. And I see cops going down the street all the time. There's a cop over there. It lives, a street over. In reference to people putting money in the mailbox. My mother had court cases against the government in reference to the government murdering my father and the government injuring me. Then, of course, the Supreme Court and the court laws in this country in reference to court proceedings, they did not protect my mother from these dirty government people. So the Supreme Court owes me money in reference to that. And there's big court cases in reference to false senses of security, activities of violations, procedures of postal deliveries, the activity of financial portfolio information. There's so many areas of things that have to be touched on in reference to discussions or the particulars of debates and the facts of history of factual law. Every time they do that, they try to make me stutter, and it messes up my teeth, and it swells up my throat. So it's attempted murder every time. And they're violating speech class in universities and education speech classes. And they're violating the entertainment industry. They're violating education history. Real protocols in the media. It's a documentation of my identity, birthmarks, beauty marks, and scars. Documentation of my DNA type. Documentation of my teeth and face and nose. And, it's even in the Richie Rich movie, too. And people know that, too. But, in reference to, there's so many things to touch on. So many things that have to be reported on. The news networks, if they have to hire a specific team of individuals that just do news reporting and reference to my situation of me being held hostage, my family history, my entertainment career, when I was, younger, when I was in TV shows and movies and my mother and father's productions, song and dance, and, there's so many areas of things that's got to be touched on. And the Hollywood Historic Society has to, I guess you'd say, provide certain information for things. And they need to do YouTube videos. This is an open opportunity for a lot of people to express themselves and say some things. This is a very serious situation. Do you people really know how much my mother and father's estate's value is? And I'm the owner. So do you know how much my value is? See, they're messing with my throat. So in reference to the information, and there was even court cases back in the 80s that my mother had against certain people about people trying to claim to be richer than me in reference to my mother and father's estates. That information has to be publicly known too. Somebody needs to make YouTube videos about that. So in reference to entertainers, actors, businesses, companies, and, I guess people are scared of these dirty government people too. So in reference to certain criteria of what has to be made in YouTube videos, what people need to say, what needs to be out there, is something that's, it's a priority in reference to a lot of things. So in reference to, my mother and father and my family history, finding out which person is trying to deny my identity. Which person is doing that? And what right do you have trying to make me look like a nowhere man? Who do you think are like, he's a real nowhere man sitting in nowhere land? Who the hell you think you are? And hello, individuals. This is a very serious situation of these people intentionally stealing from me, these people stealing the postal mail, people stealing documentation, and then nobody knows who they are. Why is Congress? Is Congress scared to say who these people are? Is the Treasury scared to say who these people are? Which people are scared to say who they are, but they're in government positions. I haven't received any monies from any of the governors and mayors. No, I did not. And what do you expect me to do? I've been to the post office. I've told them people were stealing my postal mail. Is there executives at the companies that are denying my ownership? They have to be fired no matter what. I'm the owner no matter what. No matter who anybody else is. Nothing's ever for sale. I'm the owner forever. Past, present, and future. Never signed, never gave, never sold, never, not giving nothing away, not signing nothing away, not selling nothing away. I'm the owner of the companies forever. So in reference to any person that's trying to play conflicting games or they're trying to play confusion games, my identity is number one documented identity in America. It's on TV 24 hours a day. So in reference to people making YouTube videos, it's very important. Unions making YouTube videos, and individuals making YouTube videos if they wanted to. It's very important. These people that are playing these games is one of the major conspiracies of what has caused a lot of problems in this country with friendly relations, of international relations, other races of people that are friendly, people that know what's going on, and the history of things of people. This situation of people trying to steal what I'm the owner of, or they're trying to cover up my identity, or they're trying to steal lawsuits that I was supposed to have received, or insurance money I was supposed to have received. And yet they've been doing this time after time after time, making up excuses, making up lies. And what race are these people? What race are these people that are trying to steal everything? Because they don't have a right being in this country. The only place those people need to be is in prison. Those people need to go to prison. So in reference to news networks and media, you have an obligation. This situation of people trying to murder me, people trying to steal my family history, the court's not doing their job correctly. This is a hostage situation. They didn't send me any emergency monies or, lawsuit monies or payroll monies. And, this is a very serious situation. So in reference to the government and the procedures of things, people need to find out what people's doing what. It's kind of like one of those things. They'll be like, okay, this was supposed to be delivered or something. Like, say somebody is supposed to deliver a payroll check through the postal mail to me. It didn't show up. Well, you got to find out where it disappeared from point A to point B. And that's the obligatory activities. And a lot of people are probably sitting there going, we don't know which person handles that. Well, that office that you're in is supposed to have the information, or this office or that office, or which people. And police stations need to make YouTube videos too. Just keep making videos about this situation. This is a very big situation in reference to illegal activities of organizations trying to steal my family history, or people trying to deny my family history of who my parents are, my grandparents, and my family tree. People need to go into court. People need to make YouTube videos. And people need to make YouTube videos about when they go into court. And when they leave court and they say, oh, shit, the court didn't even do nothing, or this didn't happen, or they didn't deliver this, or they didn't send that, or they didn't try to do this, or they didn't try to do that. Haven't received anything from the trust fund companies. Haven't received my O-Touch product from the website yet either. It's been, 14 days or something? But I don't know what the update's on. I checked it today and it says something's en route, but it hasn't showed up yet. But that's just a process of information of saying, hey, there's something wrong probably with the postal mail or something. Or, other things. So in reference to the situation of endangerment, they know that people have tried to attack me on jobs. They know people have tried to stalk me, and people have tried to hurt me in reference to stalkers. This is very serious. So in reference to the activities of what needs to be reported, the news networks need to hire a team of people. This has taken a long time. They need to collaborate information. The Historic Society needs information too, because it's all in the history books too, man. It has to go in a museum too every day that's documented, or every day from the time my father got murdered and when my mother got murdered, and the names of all the people that covered it up, or the people that tried to manipulate things, or people that tried to play confusion games. It's got to be in the museums too. So, in reference to the activities of news networks and media, the reporting of information is obligatory. People trying to play scams, financial crimes, people stealing the money, people illegally confiscating, making up accusations. Their credibility is violations of law, meaning they fabricated their position, they fabricated their credentials to make up lies, to slander my character, to steal from my blood or sperm or my anatomy or my manhood size, or these people trying to steal my mother and father's mansions with their illegal organizations of their criminal management teams of dirty government, trying to claim that they were management teams of corporations that they were trying to steal, and their criminal espionage tricks and financial fraud, and their illegal security criminals that are trying to steal the companies. They're people trying to put themselves in positions to steal corporations. Now, which people would be trying to appoint dirty government to try to get on corporation properties in America? This has been going on a long time, and obviously their activity is intentional criminal activity is what these people are doing with their impersonators, and their people getting plastic surgery trying to steal my identity. There are people damaging my face and teeth. There are people burning me with satellites. Them burning me with satellites, that's insurance cases too. Illegal surveillance. And the deeds department, obviously, they need to make YouTube videos. They need to get a spokesperson that maybe goes around to different offices and gets information and does YouTube videos on the information, or several people. And if somebody says, oh, they've been handling it, some people have not been doing their job, man, if they're, in reference to the procedures of this situation, in reference to the Treasury or the Supreme Court or the court system. Not even law enforcement's been doing their job. Really, I was supposed to have received money. Even if cops had to deliver monies to the mailbox. I haven't received nothing. The Teamsters, I haven't received any monies from the Teamsters or any lawsuits of people trying to steal my accomplishments and sports or media or world records or Olympics activities. I haven't received nothing. Didn't even get to go to my mother and father's mansions for the holidays. Still sitting here in the little house. My mother and father had it on record. These people are violating family law. Still sitting here in the little house. These people are violating family law. That's like people trying to tell somebody else's child what to do so they could, as their way of bullying a person. These people saying, oh, they were trying to get back at your parents. My parents didn't owe you nothing. And they have communicated things like that several times, saying they were trying to get back at my parents. Well, my parents didn't owe them nothing. My parents had nothing to do with these people. These people tried to blame my family history for their failures when my family and grandparents was already famous in America and already had corporations and businesses back in the 1800s and even before, and even in Europe and internationally. These people in government tried to blame corporation owners so they could try to steal. They tried to fabricate that they had ties to my mother and father's estates. These people held me hostage, are still being held hostage. Haven't received any lawsuit monies or insurance monies or anything. I just have my unemployment insurance. It's just unemployment. It does have that title of insurance on it, but it's only like $151 a week. So in reference to the information of these people trying to downgrade, my parents had standard documents, standard financial level of living, minimum acknowledgments, where I'm supposed to have a certain amount of money per day, or access to a certain amount of money every day. These people are trying to steal billions and trillions, and it's criminal. I was supposed to have an unlimited credit card from my mother and father's company. I was supposed to have an unlimited credit card from the Treasury too, wasn't I? Need that information put on YouTube. Just so people don't think, oh, they thought you were hiding something. No, that's why they make laws in reference to banking industries and financial laws and deeds departments and human rights laws and wealth protection laws and restrictions and guidelines of properties to stop thieves. That's why they make licensing for certain levels or certain things of business, so people can't get away with stealing or funneling out monies to their people to rip me off, or their people trying to steal or trying to hijack my property or land of my mother and father's estates. Those people need to go into court. And the IRS, I haven't received any monies from them either. I'm supposed to be on the payroll of the IRS. I'm supposed to be on the payroll of the Treasury. I'm supposed to be on the payroll of the Supreme Court. I'm supposed to be on some governor and mayor's payroll. And possibly the United Nations payroll too. And some embassies or something. You know, my mother and father was international business people. And so was my grandparents. So in reference to the information, and when people make a report of information, need their name and need race and religion information of who people are. And the embassies and friendly countries can make YouTube videos. Everybody knows it's never signed, never gave, never sold, never. I'm the owner of all my mother and father's mansions and properties and companies forever. And that's the way it always is. The way it's always going to be. And there's enough history of these people's violations that law enforcement should be arresting a lot of these people. They should get arrested who these people are. The ones that are stealing from me. The ones that are playing stupid. Many things of importance.